the show with and then we can rent the top floor out for like 150. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to do a Kill Tony style competition right up there, and the room holds 100. And it's like right in the and you know the guy's really
Yeah,
cool.
so we'll do like the
It's a
first
killer
the
little spot.
preliminary
The,
rounds.
the
we'll do
acoustics in the bar because the wood are amazing.
Oh.
So it films well too. On top of that, and we'll film it and run it on YouTube.
And then
1 minute sets, head to head.
Oh.
20 competition, 20 comedians. Break it down to 10, and then film the rest 10 in here. We can fit 30 into this room. $10 tickets.
So feel free to do a little introduction and get on into it.
Hi guys, welcome to episode 11 of The Hacks. As you can see right here, we have the one, the only Tony Sparks in the studio. And if you heard some of the conversations that we've been talking about, you would be so amazed because you'd realize that life is so much of sliding doors. 25 years ago, I was living in San Francisco at a small little loft, down in an alley, and across the street was Brainwash. And I remember going.
Cat.
What's that?
You were like a cat in the alley.
I was like a cat. You should have seen what went on in that alley.
cans.
There was a lot going on in that alley in the 90s. Let me
yeah.
tell you something. The Stud was around the corner. Right around the corner from that was the End Up. 1015 was down the street.
Right.
It was music, DJs, drugs. There was all kinds of. It lived in an artist loft. Anyway, across the street, young Tony was starting a Brainwash, and it became legendary. And I remember walking in a couple of times. I think he might have even roasted me one time. And I remember even back then, like wasn't a stand-up comic, but I always felt in my heart that I was. And I know I should have just stopped, and that could have changed everything. And here we are 25 years later, sitting side by side, and it just goes to show you guys, never too late.
Yeah.
It's never too late. Don't ever stop believing in yourself.
Yeah. I hope that works for me.
Isn't that a Journey song?
Oh, I was so stupid, young and stupid. I could just tell you some of the things that I thought back then that just aren't true now. And now we're here with you. Tony, who is Tony Sparks? Tell us about when you started comedy, your
wow.
journey in comedy. Lift up the hood and show us the engine.
All right. Well, I before I ever did comedy, I used to cartoon, and I did my own comic book. It was like superhero good versus evil stuff. But I wanted to try something new, so I started writing jokes. And I was 14. I wrote jokes for like 2 years. And one of my big brothers, I would tell him the jokes every day, and he would just go like, that sucks. Everything, no matter what I did. Well, let's go forward 2 years. I'm 16. I meet this cat in the lunchroom, and he's roasting a guy. And so I join in, and I said, hey, do you want to form a comedy team? So we formed this comedy team for a short while, Sparks and Ray. And one night I'm going to a show, and he goes, I got to stay home to take care of my mom. I said, all right. Well, I didn't know I'd already booked us on that show. Well, man. So I went up because I was writing for the team. I won first place. Didn't know that because I left as soon as I did my thing. I broke up the team.
No more Ray.
Yeah, no more Ray.
Where is this?
Oh, this is in Arkansas.
Okay.
Yeah, this is in Arkansas.
What city in Arkansas?
Little Rock.
Okay.
The capital.
Decade.
Yeah.
It's,
been to Fayetteville.
we're not gonna date you.
No, you can't date me. This was around 77.
Well, those are the good times.
Yo, that was great for me.
Greatest times of comedy as far as I'm concerned.
That was
but
great for me. And then let's move forward. I started booking myself in all these different places. I was going in the strip clubs. I was doing all kinds of clubs at 16. By the time I was 23, I go to Memphis. I won a competition that platformed me to New York City. Go to New York City. I moved there because I'm so impressed with the city. And
how old are you when you moved to New York?
I was 23.
23, okay.
And I did everything.
Were you doing your own booking, or were you using an agent or a booker? Or?
No, I tried in Arkansas to use a booker and an agency, and they both ripped me off. So I haven't done it since.
Some things don't change.
Yeah, tell me. And so after I had to leave New York, two things happened amazingly before I left New York City. I did a couple of pilots that ended up getting picked up, but I never got on them because I had already left because my father was sick with cancer, and I left. The other thing too, I was about to get hired by Harvey Comics, the people that used to do Casper, the Ghost, and Richie
I remember
Rich.
Harvey Comics. I used to collect them. Yeah.
And I almost got hired by them, but I left, and then I ended up here because when you used to back in the day, this was I guess the late 80s, early 90s, when you would go to any comedy club, all the trade magazines and paperback would come from here, from San Francisco, actually.
I do remember that.
And I thought this was a great place to be, but it was really shit. And it was horrible when I first moved here. But luckily, I found my way through happenstance by ended up hosting an art gallery called the Luggage Store. And then Luggage Store platformed everything because it went from 2 and 3 people to like 70 people in the room, right? And so everybody started hiring me. So I had an open mic every night that I was hosting, except for Sunday, because I didn't want to compete with the punchline. Well, so I mean, I was like the monopoly. That's probably why you've heard the expression they call me the Godfather, which was actually a slam. They would call me
You run shit.
Yeah, they would call me like the Don King of the open mic and stuff. It was.
You got to go through Tony if you want to make it.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. I got blocked from a lot of places. Luckily for me, by hosting, no one ever blocked me anymore. And it changed everything. And this was pre-real
What do you mean by
internet.
block you?
Oh, like I would go to clubs and I try to go through the system like just everybody, like go to an open mic. And I would get put on at the very end or never get on at all. I couldn't get booked
deliberate?
Anywhere.
That was deliberate by them?
I thought so. I mean,
Why would they do that?
let me just tell you like this. It was probably at the height of that Def Jam thing.
Oh my God.
And most of the black comics that were here, they left to go to Los Angeles. And so they left San Francisco to go to or New York City. And so what happened is that San Francisco was all these white comics, and then the East Bay was all brown comedy, right? Brown and black comedy. And so I had a hard time over in Oakland because they didn't like I spoke too properly, I guess.
Not black enough.
Yeah. So that was a big issue. But I created my own lane, and then everything opened up for me.
That's what I believe.
Everything opened up wonderfully.
You found your niche.
Yeah.
You found your niche. What was your niche? What?
I think
what did the light
hosting
go
as a
off?
whole. And then
But was there a flash of light moment?
Okay, I used to have a room over in Oakland. And if you see the Cat Williams documentary, he and Lunell talk about it. It was called Tyrone's on Broadway. It was at 2nd to Broadway. And I used to have an act, right? So I'm doing my act, and the crowd is just like this, just looking at me. And I'm really giving my all in all. I am pissed. So I said, fuck these people. I come back next week. Now, this is my room now. I come back next week, and I clown everybody. I just say whatever's in here, and they're going crazy laughing. Okay? And so I said it started, first of all, like for a long time in the East Bay where I just ad-libbed everything. And then like about 7 years later, I had to do a headline set in San Francisco, and this girl that I was sleeping with, she goes, "Why don't you be instead of, because there's a difference between being a comedian and a comic, all right? The old way used to be a comedian says funny lines, a comic says lines funny. So she said, why don't you just go up and be a comic?" I go, oh wow, I never thought about that. And so the thing is, I just unleashed on this crowd. It went really well. I did 2 25-minute sets that they had to stop me, and I maybe used 2 jokes per show that I actually had written, you know. So that was an amazing time for me.
When was this?
What was one of your jokes that you might have?
Oh, jokes that I might have done. One of them, it was probably, if somebody's smoking crack, it was probably, I'm talking about crackheads. And I'm trying to, it was if somebody's smoking crack, they have poor lung capacity. So just run uphill. That was a lot.
Just run up.
Yeah,
Yeah, they definitely have low run.
Yeah, that was it.
They're smoking everything now. But I want to go. I don't really care about that
I'll give you
particular
dates.
joke.
I don't care anymore.
No, I didn't care about
I'm
the
old.
dates.
I may die soon.
You said something. You said something that is kind of like resonates with my life right now. You told me that you had this great opportunity. You could have signed with Harvey Comics. You had that, and then you went back, and your dad had cancer.
Yeah, my
Because
dad had. Yeah, my dad.
And then so you must have taken care of him for a good minute.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what I want to know about.
Oh my
Did
God.
you feel bitter about having to leave New York to go back to Arkansas?
No. It was a really actually, it was a very magical time because my father was really old. My father was old when I started doing comedy at 16. Okay? My father was I never knew my father other than being an old guy. Never.
Okay.
All right? And taking care of him, we got, like, he never, like, when I was 16 and going to these clubs, he used to beat my ass when I got home because they thought I was just going out getting drunk. They didn't understand what I was doing.
Yeah.
But early on in comedy, I did a lot of voice stuff, like little character stuff. So he was very old. He was born in 1906. So I did, when he was dying of cancer, I tried to explain to him this is what I did. And I did, I don't know if you're familiar with the show Amos and Andy.
Yeah, of course I am.
Yeah.
Okay. So I did most of the characters in Amos and Andy for him. And I said, Dad, this is what I do. And he said, I had no idea, you know.
There's a lot of criticism about Amos and Andy.
Yeah. But I mean, that was a thing from his era, you know.
But that's like, people don't realize that even this is how far it stretched. Even for me, as someone not even born in this country,
Right.
coming here, I'm 53 now, but I still got to listen to the magic of old time radio and listen to Amos and Andy and Jack Benny and Fred Allen and George Burns. And I saw that's probably one of my biggest influence in comedy is like, I loved Red Fox. Like that was the guy that he was so funny. And he brought, my dad growing up in the 70s, people don't understand the type of racism this is light racism compared to what used to be.
Yeah.
And so he would tell me about the things that, he was an engineer. And so there was a lot of racial stuff going on. And, Red Fox just, he crossed all barriers.
He was beautiful. He was a great technician. If you ever look at any of his things on YouTube, like Plain Brown Rapper or Wash Your Ass or the HBO special he did in '77, one of the things he does, he'll like reach out and say something to the audience, and then he'll bring it back and do a joke. That
sounds like somebody I know.
Yeah, but it's so good. That's a perfect way to pull the audience in.
Push them away and pull them back in.
Oh my God, that is beautiful.
So that's what I was gonna tell you. So I'm watching a Dirty Jokes and I see a young Andrew Dice Clay, probably like 2021.
Oh, yeah.
So it's actually on YouTube. Red Fox is doing dirty
Right.
jokes. He got Andrew Dice Clay, a young, and I see his bit with the leather jacket and all, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, that bit, he was doing it in the early 78 to 80,
Right.
and it catches on in 93. 94
Oh, yeah.
And people don't really realize that you're doing a bit because you get so good at it after a while it's hard
Well,
for
that's
people to
why
separate your
everyone-
character.
Well, here's the
That's what-
thing. I
that's the
mean, he
opinion
started
has.
out,
Everyone thinks he's a horrible guy because he's making these.
and that whole set
Jokes.
was about AIDS mostly. That whole set from and dirty jokes. He actually started out as like a regular like sweater comic. You know, sweater comic is like the clean guy. Like you look right now, and he did the Dice Clay character as like just one of his characters in his act. Well, it really caught on, and that became his thing. Same is the case for what's the guy you know what I mean, Vern?
I know exactly the
Yeah.
guy with the big nose.
He goes, you know what I mean, Vern? He was
It's a character though.
yeah, but that was a character
Yeah.
in his act. So that's kind of how it happens, how it expands. I remember I used to do all characters in my act. I would never use my own voice, it just didn't translate well once I got to San Francisco and once I started hosting everything. And so
How'd you change your game in San Francisco?
I had no other choice.
No, but how did you change it? What techniques did you use as far as your hosting? Like what did you do a little bit more crowd work, less crowd work?
Okay.
Did
Well,
you-
here's the thing. I started hosting all these rooms, and I had a lot of repeat customers. So and they weren't understanding the whole character thing that I was doing. So what I did is that whatever happened to me that day, I would talk to them about. Like, let's say I went to the dentist. I would talk about going to the dentist. I tried really fast to figure out what was funny about that and just make up
the
something.
people at the dentist is it?
Yeah.
That's so funny because that's kind of what I do now.
Good.
That's kind of
Good.
what I do now.
I
because it's
actually
every day.
go to the dentist just to break up my week.
Remember, we actually they asked us. No, we were at Iman's swinging door. Me and Josh went together just for the fun of it on Monday, and Iman asked like, anybody here had a root canal? And I said, oh yeah, I had a root canal. I had to fix one of my meth teeth. And he goes, no, really, like you had a root canal? And then I realized how old we are because we've actually had root canals.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, so when'd you have it? I was like, last time I did meth. And he's like, when was that? I was like, yesterday. You know, he walked into it.
Yeah.
Why are you asking me to come into
We
the
both said yesterday.
Yeah,
at
you
the
guys
same
both at
time
the
because
same
we've been doing the
time.
podcast together.
Wow.
I think you said like an hour ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Something
know.
like I said yesterday.
Yeah, one by one, boom, boom.
That's
you know,
fun.
that's one
In
of the
the
things.
bathroom.
See, I've never been to a swinging door. I'd like kind of like
It's
to
fun,
go.
you know. Like I said, it was fun, really, a lot this summer. There were some real characters that showed up.
Yeah.
There was this nurse with this Persian cat that showed up. You know, she's
And
got
she
this.
brought the cat on stage.
Oh, dude, I
She
made her
did,
bring the
yeah.
cat okay. So you know,
I
Iman.
thought that was just a euphemism.
Iman's famous for roasting people before he hands them the microphone. So a lot of the comedians, and even some of the girl comedians, get bent. And so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna let him keep doing it. And then I met this girl Mo, and she's like, she wanted to be a comedian. She's a comedian. She's gonna be great. She's a nurse now, older woman. And she's just like, she's a spitfire from like Arkansas, and she's just got so incredible.
She gets shot on a
incredible
Harley.
energy.
She drives
She
a
got the
Harley.
whole kind.
Yeah,
She
Yeah,
got
she
the-
what
got
part of
Harley and-
Arkansas is she from?
I don't know. You know, I just remember her saying she was from the South, Florida, or it was Florida or Arkansas,
Florida.
right?
Florida.
Florida. Okay,
yeah.
Florida. My
She's
bad.
got her
Florida.
Harley and everything.
She rides around in a Harley motorcycle with a clear plastic bag with her Persian cat in the back.
Oh,
And so
wow.
anyway, so I said, okay, I'm gonna set this guy up. So I said, why don't you bring that Persian cat to the show one day? So we show up, and I think like there was a bunch of people from all over that just happened to show up as a great summer night, and she brought her Persian cat. So then you know what I went back to? I went back to old Johnny and Jaja. Do you remember that bit when Jaja bought the cat? He asked if you want to pet my pussy.
Oh, right.
And he's like, yeah, and I'll stroke your cat too. Like, yeah, you know? So I said, you know, oh, Ivan's never had he hadn't had person pussy in a while. It's about time because he's just been, you know, he's going through relationship issues. But I totally set him up.
That's beautiful.
That's a caper. That's a
Wow.
caper when you actually set that up.
That's
So,
beautiful.
and I waited. It took a couple of weeks to get the whole thing lined up. But when it happened, it was so funny. It was
Wow.
like so fun. And I love him to death, you know, because he
Yeah.
gave me the best advice. He said, don't lose connection to the crowd. And that really just changed a lot of everything on how I approach whenever I am lucky enough to get a mic now.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it was fun.
Have you like worked with any other opened or had other comedians that are big now or whatever that opened for you? Or
Well, I gotta tell you,
same bill?
when in '84 I opened for Jay Leno, and he hated me.
No.
Oh, he hated me. I was still doing the character stuff, and he goes, "That's not comedy." You know, he hated me. Why can't you be more like Byron Allen? You know, Byron Allen is a great businessman, you know, but
Yeah, he
at
was
the
never
time
that-
he was
he was
not
not
the comic, you know, because you know he owns the Weather Channel now, and
Byron Allen does?
yeah,
Really?
He's a big time.
yeah, he's a
business guy.
mogul,
I didn't know
Jack.
that.
He ain't nothing to mess with, baby. Oh my God. Anyway, but he didn't like me. I don't know if you guys know who Kim Coles is.
I
No.
think
Kim
maybe.
Coles?
No.
Not by
no.
name anyway.
I can't remember.
Kim, and there are people that won't remember me. Like I used to, when he first started, I used to hang out with Chris Rock. I used to be around
Is this
Adam Sandler. This was
is
in
it
New York City.
In New York, okay.
But the Brainwash, though, that I ended up, you know, hosting for 18 years, a lot of, like, Ali Wong
I know.
Okay.
came
Name
out
the-
of that.
Name the names. That's why I thought you were called
Shang
it up.
Wang came out of that. And she used to talk to me like everybody. Oh, Frankie Quinones.
Frankie, I'm friends with him too. Yeah.
Oh, Frankie is
Frankie's
amazing.
a killer. Yeah.
Frankie was amazing from the beginning. Oh my God.
Sammy, Dawood.
Sammy Obeid, Dawood, come on, Singh, Kabir.
Kabir. He lives down the street.
Kabir, let me tell you something that was so cool. I hosted the first show Kabir ever did at Club Deluxe. My man had a baby blue suit on, right? He had all of these people come see him, and his ego was bigger than his acting. You know what I mean? And
He's Punjabi.
It was beautiful. He did like 30 minutes. I thought he was supposed to do like 10. He did like 30 minutes nonstop. First time on stage. And recently I did the show with him at Tommy T's.
Honestly, I thought that's why you're called the Godfather, is because so many of my friends that are like kind of my mentors now were mentored by you. So
Yeah.
there's so many. I mean, that's honestly the real reason. I believe that that's what everybody believes. I mean, you know who gave you the first shout out on the Hacks episode was Jason Cole.
Yes, Jason Cole.
Jason
Jason Cole.
Yeah,
I
he was
love
on
that
episode
dude.
2. Yeah, he's amazing.
His style. I love his style.
Oh, he's great. Yeah.
His style is really wonderful.
Yeah, he's fast.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah. His style is great.
So-
But he was So here's the thing. Okay, the Brainwash lasted for 18 years. And what would happen was people would get up and do their thing. If they bombed, I would clown them. But I would say, maybe you should try this.
Little suggestive.
Right. And then I would pull people aside and I would talk to them about do this, do that. One of the people who talked to me more than anybody, who would just call me and pick my brain, was Ali Wong.
Really?
And we knew I don't.
It's amazing.
She says in her book that I said to her the first time, and she said it was the first time she ever went up. I didn't know this. That I said, you're going to be a star. Okay. Maybe I did. I don't know. I don't remember. but I'm pretty sure I probably did. Cause
No,
that's,
that would have sunk it. You probably did.
yeah. At any rate, she...
Did you ask her when the checks are coming?
No. I never look for anything from anybody. You
Oh,
know
of
what I
course not.
mean? Because, like, it's... See, here's the thing. Show business is really tough. Okay? Once you get in, you don't know. You kind of have to be on guard. You don't know who's your friend. You don't know. There's
my
a
God,
lot of
yeah.
things that go on
Yeah.
that you're not sure of. Okay, and the way you win, the way people. Okay, a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to be the funniest person and I'm going to win. No. Be your funny. Be the funniest you can be. Okay, that's all you. That's all you have to do is compete with you. All right. But
sorry.
here's the other thing. The other thing is it's a numbers game. Like let's say I'm Coca-Cola. All right? A lot of people drink me. All right? So I'm popular. But let's say I'm a new cola. If I don't have anybody drinking me, I may taste better than Coke. All right? But if nobody's drinking me, it means nothing. So as a comic, what you need is numbers. And it doesn't matter what you do, there's always somebody who will follow you in droves. Okay? Do you understand?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking
Okay.
about because this
We've
is one of
talked
the
about
things
this a
that
lot.
I have. You know what I believe?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was a certain way to do things in comedy for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The entire world has changed so fast after COVID, and there's a new wave of comedians coming through. You got to remember, I've been in, I don't say show business, but my entire family's been in show business for pretty much my whole life. So I
Okay.
understand how difficult, and it's like show business is a lot like seeking revenge. Dig a couple of graves. I'm telling you
Well
guys.
said, sir.
You are telling you guys, this is a tunnel that you'll never. I don't know why you chose this field, but God bless you.
Yeah.
God bless you. Because you have to. But
Yeah,
well, back to what I was saying is that one of the things I discovered is that even if you're good at this, you might even create more enemies, and there'll be people that try to block you that are just nice to your face, and you're like, oh, that's crazy. Why would they do something so? Why wouldn't you want to set up alliances? And
But check this out, though. People that try to stop you and block you, they end up getting wiped out.
because they spent so much energy trying to block you.
Exactly.
Instead of just worrying about being funny.
Exactly. I used to have day jobs back in the day. Ugh. And everybody that tried to fire me, they ended up being fired right after.
Yeah, that's always the case.
Yeah. So the thing is that don't waste any energy on trying to stop or block or hurt anybody. Let people do their thing. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I give advice to people and they blow me off and I go like, okay. And then later on I see them coming around to do what I tried to tell them to do. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's not like you want them to hurt them. I mean,
No.
I think half the thing of comedy is you want people to stop hurting themselves like you hurt yourself.
Exactly. One of the things that okay, like let's say you want to play the drums. Let's say you want to play the piano. You learn. You go to take a class. You learn. There are certain rules in comedy that a lot of people won't do.
Yeah.
They think, oh, I can just get up and talk and it'll work. No, idiot. No, it won't. Okay? And I hate that, that people do that. But that's this now. That's what comedy is now. You get you go to open mics, you get a lot of people that are just up there just talking.
And just telling a story that is
Yeah.
like,
And that's another thing.
where's the punchline?
Yeah, people will go like, hey, I'm not really a comic, I'm a storyteller. Well, why don't you tell me you're going to bomb? You know what I'm saying? Because that's exactly what they're
Which is
going to do.
ironically what I was going to tell you.
But check this out. I'm glad you said, because stories do work because
Yeah.
you see people do it. But stories work because the person delivering the story understands their voice, their character, and everything is done in their character. And they keep in mind the rule: 25 words or less to the funny. Okay, that's very important.
25 words
or less to the funny. So they keep it funny all the way along. All right.
That's a great especially in a society that doesn't have that long of an
I've
attention
been going
span.
like 6
Tell
months
me
to the
about it.
funny.
And especially if you're new, no one is going like let's say this guy used to be around a lot. Patton Oswalt. So he tells these involved stories, and he might do a pretty long setup, but he has payoffs, right? Well, the thing is, the audience knows to expect that, and they wait for that. But if you look at early Patton Oswalt stuff, he doesn't wait around to get to the punchline like that. Okay, so especially when you're new, you have to be.
And you only got 5 minutes.
Yeah, in some cases 3. Because I
Well,
remember
sure.
at the Brainwash
Yeah,
at
yeah.
its height, we would have to put people at 3 minutes, unless a celebrity came through, and then he would bump everybody.
Yeah, it sets everything off. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Faison Love coming, Hannibal Buress, Paul Mooney. No one remembers Paul Mooney when he went there. Paul Mooney. I'm trying to.
They know him now.
Yeah, yeah. Even though poor.
So, you have this relationship with all these famous comics. I mean, obviously people are figuring out real quick why you're the Godfather is. But I think that beyond the comedy, you said something. I don't really want anything from anyone. What do you need? You already have the respect.
There you go. I never thought of that.
What do you need from them?
I had a girlfriend used to tell me that, Tony, you are so rich, and I go like, okay, all right. I wish I was actually rich. That would have kept
You
us
have
together.
soul currency, my friend.
Well,
Soul
let's
currency
hope so.
travels a lot farther. Hey, let me tell you, on Monday of this week, I speak a couple of different languages. I had a friend of mine call me up, and he works for a certain bank. I speak German, and they asked me to do a little favor for him, where I had to translate some contract. You know that the banks in Switzerland on a last-minute deal had to merge 2 banks because the SAS and the other bank closed down. We could have gone back to like 1930s style recession.
Oh wow!
On literally on Monday. I mean, there was
Wow.
no
Well, that's why
coincidence that.
Oh, you're talking about the
Oh, that was
Silicon
no
Valley.
coincidence
Yeah,
that the Chinese premier was meeting with Putin the same day.
Oh.
Because then there's the whole issue of Taiwan that's up in the air because they want Taiwan back by 2027. 2027, I think China does.
I think they'll get it back. I mean, there's nothing we can, there's
know. We'll
not much
see.
the U.S. can do right
Well,
now.
there's the new warfare is economic warfare. It's just like comedy.
Oh wow!
I'm just kidding. It's not like comedy. But economics do make a lot of.
Economics is everything, bro.
Economics. You got. My dad told me one of the most important rules, and I want to tell everybody out there: don't quit the day job.
Yes.
Don't quit the day job. It is. Do you know the odds of making it as a professional athlete? I was listening to Reggie's interview on Howard recently. Is 1.17.
Yeah.
The odds of getting hit by lightning is 0.19.
Yeah.
So there's way more professional athletes than there are successful comics. I'd say it's probably like 0.8. So you've got a better chance of being hit by lightning by double
Right.
than you do of actually making it.
Yeah.
So you got to have.
And if you look at the percentage of, if you look at all people doing comics, because there's more comics now than ever.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, the people who actually make it.
Yeah, you could be as good as anyone, and
Yeah.
still it's
Yeah.
dumb
How-
luck or whatever.
Go ahead.
How many nights a week are you performing? And shout out the place that you're performing at next, since we're live.
Oh, well, tonight I'm going to be at the Copper Spoon in Oakland at 6.
Everybody, get over there.
Yeah.
Get over there.
And then I do something every night. I'm working every single night.
We have black magic here.
Yeah?
Yeah. Every comedian that's been on the show, they said that they got up in the next set and said one was one of their best sets.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not brainwashing you or anything.
No, that's beautiful. I hope so.
To let us know how it goes.
I
No
hope.
pun. Was the pun intended?
Did I hear earlier that you also teach a class?
Yeah, it's kind of open. And like let's say somebody wants to, they go, hey, I want to sit down and talk with you. Okay. So I sit down and talk with them for about 2 hours. And it's really very effective.
How much you charge?
$50, not much.
That is so reasonable.
Wow.
Oh my God, my
Yeah.
therapist charges $150.
Ah.
Yeah,
Josh, I'm not going to give you that money anymore.
That's funny. That's funny. But I got to tell you, I mean, the other people who teach comedy, they really don't like that I tell them all. I used to call it comedy secrets because I teach people like shortcuts to their voice. I teach them, I tell them about other things like, marketing and stuff. So, and usually people end up making more money than me.
So, with the price of gas, and I see people doing 3 mics a night, maybe you want to just hit up Tony. 2 hours. I'm just saying, if you want to get better
Yeah.
at this,
Yeah,
you need eyeballs, you need gumption, and you need talent.
Yeah.
So if you don't have all 3, at least you have somebody to tell you don't. So you can save yourself some time.
I never crush anybody's dream.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, I never crush anybody's dream. But there have been people that are very disrespectful of the art of stand-up, and I rail the shit out of them. I don't like that. All right.
Somebody has to.
Yeah, but and if they quit, fine, and they usually do. But if they have no respect for the
craft.
art, yeah, I like bye, the hell with you. So I don't like that. But I
mean you one of your students? You rail into your students, or you rail into one of the
no, like people who get up
performers?
and go like, the comedy is this is bullshit. It's bullshit. Like I had an ex-wife that did comedy. Oh, Jesus Christ. And
It's okay. Everybody expects it on this show.
she is horrible.
People don't realize you have vodka in that.
She's horrible. But she thought stand-up was garbage. But she's a sociopath, so she doesn't understand a joke. She understands how to screw people over, but she doesn't understand how to put together a joke. Well, she understands how to put together. It's just not funny from her.
Well, she was built for making people sad.
I know. She was so.
You're built for making people
wrong
happy.
to
That's
my
why you guys
son.
attracted each other.
Kind of like the.
No. I just fell in. I was stupid. She got pregnant, and she was a booty call that got pregnant, and I wanted to be around my son. So.
How many times have you been married?
Twice. And I made bad decisions. Very smart, both very smart women, but just not someone I needed to be with.
Timing's everything in life, isn't it? Yeah. We're all older now, right, Josh? Timing's everything.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting younger. I don't know if you know that.
There you go, huh?
Your soul.
My soul.
Because you're unloading.
But you guys are so lucky. You have really beautiful women surrounding you.
Oh my God, I have a goddess. Yeah, she
I
just puts up
know.
with me. I'm
That
sure
is
you've heard of my antics. She puts up with me.
That
out of
is
control.
wonderful.
She's out of control
That is so
sometimes.
wonderful.
She's like I said. The thing is, like, there was a couple of times definitely that I wanted to quit, and you need a support structure, and that's what that's why I started this podcast, because I know that when a lot of these comics that are on the road alone and driving them home alone, and they're thinking about their sets, or they don't have anybody.
Right.
So that's why we did this show, to let you know, hey, you got people rooting for you.
Yeah.
You got other comics, and we're literally gonna show you or give you secrets to how to do this, because there was nothing really on YouTube or anything from the local area that I saw until until we just decided to do something that I wanted to see.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and that's why I have this all planned out.
Yeah.
We had this all planned out. That's why we booked you a while ago, and we didn't even know about this studio until later on in our journey.
Okay.
Because that's what this podcast is. It's a journey.
Yes.
It's a journey. It's like comedy, and
Yeah.
you meet friends along the way.
Right.
And there's some friends that you know instantly that you're gonna bond with, and then there's some that you just
Sometimes
Right.
they just bond and you can't get rid of them.
And it's all a growth process. No matter how long you do this, you're going to learn something.
You can't. Penicillin won't even get rid of them.
The things they would not teach you of in college. That's what the knowledge that we're getting here.
Yeah.
This is experience.
Yes.
To me, I think experience is the ultimate in.
Yes. Well, you know what? I got to be honest with you. The average comic doesn't usually. They start early, but they don't usually make their splash until like in their 40s.
I know.
So
You're growing with your craft. Jokes change.
yeah. And if you look at it, like there's this guy I saw last night, and he did a lot of genital material. And the thing is that, and you knew he was really young. He was really young, but when you get older, you have more life experience, and you even without trying, sometimes you come up with something that's funny, and so life experience means a lot in this thing.
Oh, I mean, I think I've forgotten more jokes than I will write in the next couple of years. But it's for me, when I talk to some of the younger comics, I just love it because they kind of gravitate over to us older guys, and we just you give them a little bit of life experience. I care
Yes.
less about the comedy.
There
The
you
life
go.
experience is what they're needing.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
So how far are you gonna drive tonight? Just maybe one of those could be a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, and to try and break away, kind of like what you're saying, from just dick jokes and weed jokes, which is
Yes, definitely.
maybe that's all they know at this point. But
Exactly.
Well, I mean, to be fair, when we were growing up, it's a little bit different because we entertained each other before cell phones. There's a whole generation of people that have never not grown up with the cell phone. Things were a lot different when we were growing up.
Oh, sure.
We had, especially if you were poor, you had to entertain each other.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
And so the thing is that like a lot of the kids now, their parents are so they bubble wrap them so much that they don't even get a chance to talk to other kids. And so they are not inexperienced with all the things that the actual the interaction of the dialogue. And if you take out the interaction of the dialogue and you're just sending text to people, then you don't get the sarcasm, you don't get the tone,
Yes.
you don't get the direction or the goal or you don't get any of those things.
that's why every day I tell my kids to stop talking to me.
That's why I bought more iPads.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic, and that's the thing is like they are doing some interaction. They might do it like through VR, but I'm scared for a lot. I'm not scared for the kids. I'm not scared for the comics. I'm more worried about society in general because these smartphones are so powerful, and they're so such a controller of our lives that they asked James Cameron. They said. When do you think that the Terminator will come? It's like, it's already here. Look at your phones. You're owned by your phones.
Yeah.
The phones own you. And it's like, I don't even want to be on my phone, but I know that I have to promote myself and promote this and that.
Yeah,
and
that's the way it works. But the one good upside of that is, I got to tell you, it's really changing the game, digital media. Whereas it took forever to promote yourself before. Now you can do it in a flash.
In a flash.
Yeah.
We did when we started the podcast, we got some decent amount of views on YouTube, but probably on TikTok, something like that. We're live on TikTok too right now.
Okay.
And then that's like 10,000, 5,000, something like that in an afternoon, 500 to 1,000.
Oh, wow.
Just depending on who's on. We didn't even promote it. So those numbers are staggering numbers. You can get kicked off real easy if you say the wrong thing, but I knew that we weren't directing that on this interview anyway.
Okay.
Why would I even want to?
Yeah.
But so you have to be careful what you say, but at the same time the numbers are just mind blowing.
Yeah.
I think also I trust in ourselves to not have to worry about what we say.
Yeah.
'Cause
You know who told me about to
unless you want to talk more about your Sudanese babies.
No, we don't. I'm on TikTok. Don't do that. You don't even want to know it's an actual term. It's an actual term. You don't want to know it. That was on another
You
thing.
can't say that on TikTok?
No, you can't say
can't say
Sudanese
that?
cheese.
I
Anyway,
wasn't Sudanese. I was,
you can't say that. So anyway, there we go. The AI. You know what takes you off too? The AI. There's nobody watching.
Oh.
The AI decides to take you off if you say anything that it deems as nudity or racial. We put the we put I put my TikTok my profile up to do the open mic the other night just for the hell of it, to see how many people we got. We got 500, 600 people watching.
Oh.
And then somebody said something, and they're like, "You lost all your privileges." I was like, "No," because
Wow.
it took a long time for me to get, the followers that I needed to go live. You need 1,000 followers to go live.
Oh, wow.
So once you go live, now you're live, and you can link tree everything together with your TikTok and your Instagram, and so you can use the TikTok to fuel the Instagram, and the TikTok. If you've got some bits or some jokes that land, they can take off on you. But there's an actual formula to the whole game.
Okay.
So there's an actual algorithm that you could technically use to get a lot more followers in your social media.
Yes.
And if you saw one of the episodes with Patrick and British John, I mean, Patrick, he's like, look, people ask me all the time for headline weekends, and if you don't have 1,500 to 1,000 followers, I'm not even going to consider it. To have 1,500 to 2,000 followers, I'm not even. That's the first thing they look at is the book, your.
Yes. See what I said earlier about numbers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember when I lived in New York City, Run DMC, was with Rush Productions, and people would go there and say, "Hey, I wanna have a career," and the question that they would ask them was, "How many units have you moved?" You know what I mean? What are your numbers already? Without even being on anything, and that's how they choose us.
Sure.
Yeah.
But there's a weird thing that's going on too, is that there's your likability in real life, and then there's your likability on digital media, and the two aren't necessarily always the same.
No.
Because you could be liked on social media. I ran into a comic that can get like 6 or 10 million people on. He's like, I got 500,000 this on TikTok, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I was like, it didn't really matter to me once I saw his set. I was like, that didn't mean anything. I was like, glad I don't have that many followers. I just got off. Honestly, a couple of bits were doing well on there. I got off because I knew that the other comics were going to get me when I showed up at the next mic. So I didn't want that, like that.
Right.
You know how they are.
Oh yeah, without doubt.
Yeah.
I know a young lady, and she is one of these people that just get up and says stuff, and she looks kind of odd, so that's funny. But she is big on TikTok, but when you go see her, it's very disappointing.
I know. That's
Very disappointing.
That's why I got off.
Yeah.
I was tired of disappointing Tony. I'm tired of disappointing people, Tony. It's been a long life.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
Well,
we had to stop it somewhere.
It's like Smiling Sunshine, or
Smiling, yeah.
yeah. I mean, she's huge on social media, just enormous. And now she's more and more. She's breaking into.
Oh, let me tell you something with her too. Is that one of the things Patrick said is that he's having a hard time getting more women to book up on that Alameda Comedy showcase. Not the showcase, but the open mic night on Thursdays, and he'd wish that more people would show up. But there's always a room for women in comedy. But man, it is so hard for them. Tony, talk about some of the women that in comedy. It's like it seems like it's like they got to put up with us first of all.
Yeah, I feel really bad for women in that they get harassed a lot by people. That's really sad.
Stalked.
Yeah, they
Been
get.
told to stop many times.
No, Monica's got a stalker. Like we have a stalker in our neighborhood. Yeah, it's
Stalker.
totally creepy.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, you can't get rid of them either.
Yeah.
But Whitney Cummings said something about women comics, that, not too many people want to see women on stage because it's basically they're just complaining and nobody wants to hear women complain. So there's something like that. Is that what Whitney Cummings said?
I hear you, but when you've got a whole brand new perspective working with women. Women bring something to the table. That,
Always.
Yeah, that male comics don't. I do a show called Sugar Nasty, and it's all lady comics, and it's usually pretty successful. The last one I did was the most successful of all.
Which location?
I usually do it at Il Parada in the city, and I usually do it like once a year, every 6 months,
Okay.
and it works really well.
Isn't that twice a year?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that, but
Yeah,
I was
do.
gonna
Well,
let that go.
I do sometimes. Not always do it. Do I do it every 6 months?
Okay.
Sometimes it takes a whole year. At any rate, here's the thing, though. One of the things that I want you to notice about lady comics that I don't know what's going on with them, but a lot of times guys show up and beat a dead horse. You know, they might be horrible, but they keep coming out. Whereas women, if things aren't working, sometimes they'll just stop. If I'm not getting what I need, I'm done.
Well, yeah, there's actually a psychology to that, and this goes for the whole world and
Yeah.
business. Is that men are used to, especially because a lot of us, have played sports. In baseball, you only have to hit 3 out of 10 to be considered successful. So women are on the other impression is they feel they have to be perfect.
Okay.
And so if it's not going well, they might quit. Whereas a man is used to not doing well all the time, so they stick with it.
Well, let's look at it too. Is that we come to women to like, oh, accept me, right? Accept me. Whereas women don't have to deal with that. They don't have to deal with, oh, this guy is not accepting me. They're used to being, oh, I'm a woman. He's a guy. He's gonna be like, yeah. So they don't experience rejection like we do. Okay? So I think maybe that's one of the reasons why they like just say the hell with it.
No, they don't want to deal with us bastards. We can
Yeah.
be like, especially in a comedy world, we can be cruel. We're like little kids. We can be cruel to each other.
And here's another thing too that I think is very unfair. A lot of times you got people, even women, tell other women, "Oh, they're not funny. Women aren't funny," which is not true at all.
No, it's absolutely not.
Yeah, which
They
is
have different perspectives that we're never gonna have.
yeah.
Monica, what do you think? You know enough of these comics now. The women comics. What do you think about the women? We want to hear from a woman like yours perspective.
What do you mean, like?
What do you, why do you think it's harder for the girls?
Women comics. I think it's just hard. I think because, like I just said, like I kind of think about like what Whitney Cummings, like I said earlier, that she thinks that it's hard for women to sell tickets because they think, oh, it's just a woman complaining on stage. I don't want to say that see her. So that's pretty much it. That's what I would think. But and then just the old thing is saying that women are not funny. They're not funny, and you can't take. Well, women, it's harder for women to take a joke because they feel you're going to hurt their feelings.
But
not
I
comics.
hate is when they
I
sound
don't
like
think
guys
comics are
and they
pretty
don't have
tough.
to. I don't think I hate it when they sound like guys and they don't have to. I want them to sound like women.
It's funny you should say that. A lot of times, dudes can be just crass, and then I've seen lady comics go, I could do that. Like, you don't necessarily need to do that.
You don't need to.
You don't need to. You have so much more. Women have so much more going for them that they don't need that.
If they're on a microphone, they've got everything going for them.
Yeah, they have so much more.
You are,
going for them.
and if they know how lucky they are to be on the microphone,
Yes.
and how many other women wish that they were that women.
Let's look at early like Joan Rivers and Phyllis Diller. They had
Phyllis
to put
Diller,
themselves down.
Right.
They had to just bash themselves.
Self-deprecating. Yeah.
Right.
And they were attractive.
Yeah,
They were attractive.
I
They were
don't know about Phyllis
attractive.
Diller, but
Phyllis Diller was attractive when she was
Yeah,
younger.
she was. She actually.
Yeah.
Phyllis Diller actually was. She dressed down in order to make it work.
Yeah.
She had a great system though. I think she was in advertising or something, and she had a great like system, boom, 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 where the jokes just came. Like, that was beautiful.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What did you think about Roseanne's last special then?
I didn't see it. I just saw it
seen it.
advertised. I did. I didn't actually
I
see
heard.
it.
I heard her on Kill Tony, and she was amazing.
I just saw her on. That was the first Kill Tony thing.
You saw her?
I saw her.
She was amazing. She gave some great
You,
advice.
you know who I thought was really funny the last thing I saw her, where she talked about her heart issues, having a heart attack, was Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh yeah, she's another killer.
Yeah, and I used to run into her a lot in New York City, and when she had her TV show, I just felt bad for her because she couldn't be out, during that time. That was just sad. That was sad to watch.
You know what I love? I love the older women comics that talk about getting older. They talk the way they describe getting older is just so much, because I feel like women are more in tune with their body than us as guys. We just beat the shit out of ourselves. And so they know the things that you're supposed to do for longevity.
Yes.
It's like the things that we don't do, as comics for
Yes.
longevity. I mean, you must have seen a lot of comics get unhealthy along the way.
Well, these past oh my God, since the brainwash closed, these past 5 years or so have been horrible for me. I struggles with diabetes. I've lost 2 toes. I had to have open heart surgery. I had all kinds of things happen to me.
In the last couple of
past.
years.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And you're still rocking on.
Well, I ain't got
You're an
no other
inspiration.
choice, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're an inspiration.
Yeah, I ain't got no other choice. Go ahead.
No, please.
No, what were you gonna say?
What I was gonna say is that for me, I've been because of the family issues. I've been in the hospital every day for the last 3 months, twice a day.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, I'm working at the hospital, and I've seen some stuff like there's pills with all the pills now. There's fentanyl in the pills.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's like 2 people I saw just like die from just dropping pills. There's Fenty and all the even in like if you're doing like powdered drugs now, everybody's on synthetic. That's why the housing, one of the big reasons with the housing crisis is that the methamphetamines are not any. If you've talked to me and seen any of these episodes, they don't make it out of ephedrine anymore. They make it out of propane. So it's abundant. It's everywhere.
Wow.
And all these new drugs, with the way that they hook people, they're hooked and they can't get off. It's like, and they're usually, it's a combo of Fenty and whatever. Anyway, I've seen 2 or 3 people die, but the main point is that once you lose your health, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much you have, you'll give it all away for just a little bit longer of feeling good about your health.
Yes.
So if maybe like, I made some, I threw away my sobriety chips when I started comedy, and then, believe it or not, one of my friends was like, you got to work through your issues on the mic, not with the bottle.
You told me you lost those in a poker game.
You know what?
They're sobriety chips.
Sobriety chips. No. It was Seamus. Shout out Seamus. He was the one who told me that, actually.
Seamus.
What's his name?
Donahue?
Seamus
Donahue.
Donahue.
Yeah.
Seamus. Yeah, he's the one who
Mr.
told me that. He lost 30 friends. He was an episode. We were going to do a music episode originally. We started with the Bass podcast, and I
Right.
was at the Stax record shop in
Oh wow.
Hayward.
Memphis. Oh.
Yeah, in Hayward.
Hayward, oh.
Yeah, and it's right across from Ska Dog Records.
Okay.
Both friends of mine, the owners, and basically we started off there, and he was on that episode, and and I listened to him because I think comics give great advice. We don't necessarily take them.
Seamus.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, great advice. I mean, he's
having a hard way to go with comedy right now. Or at least the last time I talked to him.
Really.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's got a lot going on, but I'm sure he's gonna, he'll find his way.
He'll
find his way.
Yeah, because he's not gonna stop. So, which is great.
Yeah, that's the key. You got to
That's
stay at the
key.
table.
You
got to stay at the table, regardless of what hand you have. You got to stay at the table.
And whenever you think about quitting, that's the time you should push harder.
Listen, Sammy told me, like a lot of the comics told me that are national headliners now.
Yes.
They told me to my face that you are not a comic if every day you don't think about quitting.
Yes.
Every day, everybody thinks about quitting, but
Absolutely.
we rely on each other.
It's a little like golf, that one swing that keeps you coming back each time.
Yes.
Well, you can't quit because you have to anyway, and people are gonna know once. I think comics can recognize. You think Game recognize Game?
Yeah.
Game
Yeah.
recognized game,
It
man.
does.
You know-
But you can't quit. If you really want this, you can't quit, and you can't take a day off. There's a lot of people I meet now that like go, they go, I wasn't necessarily feeling it, or I had something else to do. No, you can't do that.
I do that myself sometimes. I admit it. And then I was going to go a couple weeks ago, and I said, my material sucks. I don't even know what I'm going to do, so I didn't go. And then I went up the second week, and I do the same material I had then, and it was like, it did all right.
Yeah.
And
You
so
can't quit. You can't.
Crown in space.
Yeah, if you really want this, you can't quit.
And there's a lot of strategies that you can do. You can do less, but it's like but it's an addiction like anything else.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to get your fill.
Well, if you've done good or decent at stand up, you don't want to quit.
Yeah.
It's very addictive.
Very addictive.
It's very addictive.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I thought the earlier I talked about being in that competition and winning and not knowing because I had walked out of the place. When I won, it changed everything for me.
What if you hadn't won?
I still would have done it.
Yeah, that's what I was
I made up my mind. I made up my mind.
You know you did good. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
The first time I did it, that was actually the first time I did it solo. But I'd already made up my mind that was the thing I was going to do.
Yeah.
And I even told myself at one
Thank
point,
goodness.
if I don't make it by such as I'm gonna quit. And I still, to this day, I can't do anything else. Like people say, "Oh, what would you do if you didn't do comedy?" I would do comedy, I guess.
Just tell them it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant because there's nothing else I'd want to do.
Yeah.
My dad told me, and a long time ago when I was a little kid. This is like why I have a head up on the competition. He told me a long time ago, but I told you about the day job. And it's like he was a nuclear physicist, and he walked away as like the head engineer at Bechtel.
Oh, wow.
At the height of Bechtel to teach music, because he said that once you feel like you are doing your dream, then it doesn't feel like it's work at all. And that's when you're successful.
Exactly.
But wait. There's someone more for you. It's a specialty one. He's gone, but he's got one for you. But when you have mastered your craft, people will come to you to learn your craft. And that's where you're at. Think of all the people that you've influenced, like that you didn't let quit.
Yeah.
That you didn't let quit. Then think of all the people that you're on a whole nother generation of people that you'll probably help them out with their comedy if they, sit and talk to you for a couple hours.
Well, I get like messages and texts and stuff regularly, like weekly, and I had no idea that I had any effect on anyone.
Dude, I remember when I was at Cobb's Comedy Club.
Okay.
And I'm just creeping in the back. I'm like, we've got the pictures to prove this. So I'm just like, you won't. I'm an assassin. I just come in and I just perch myself underneath the water and I'm waiting for the opportunity to strike. But I'm like, so Sammy's coming out, Renee's coming out, and then you're sitting in the back, and Sammy introduces me he's like, oh yeah, this is my mentor right here. And you had this like super, super glow to you, and then all the comics and all the stand-up guys were all around you, and you were just holding court. And then it was another, I think it was a second time at Punchline. And like I said, you won't trust me. I know how to creep in the shadows in those clubs.
Wow.
And so I'm sitting here, and you do it again, and I'm just sitting there watching you, and I can see it because you have that light around you. Like,
Well, I gotta tell you, usually I'm hosting, and I really love hosting. I think
because you can set the tempo. You're the point guard.
Oh my God!
And you get a lot more time,
and I host all the way wrong. That's why I want to let you know. I host all the way wrong. Let me explain. Okay, as a host, your job is to get the audience hyped up, right? Okay, so I tell them right away, you gotta applaud big for everybody, no matter what. right? You're not supposed to tell them that. Just come out and say that.
Bringing out the MC skills.
Exactly. You're supposed to, and you're supposed to do more. Like I do, actual talking and interacting with people. You're supposed to actually, and I do that to draw people in. You're actually supposed to do your act to draw them in. That's what you're supposed to do. Later for that, but I tell them exactly what I want them to do, and how I want them to be, and that's wrong. That's
I don't
not
think. Why would it be wrong?
Well, here's the
patented
deal.
it.
Here's the deal. As
But you're priming the pump by doing that.
I don't. What is,
Yeah,
and what
I
is
guess.
wrong? And what is wrong?
Well, I guess because it works now, and I've seen. I've been doing this for a while, and now I see, and for a long time, at the Brainwash, it was being broadcast all over. It was online.
Are you kidding me? Really?
Oh yeah, the last 5 years of the Brainwash, it was being broadcast out. In fact, I was trying to tell you earlier about Japan developed facial recognition from the videos that were being broadcast. We had no idea. Let me see.
Your past is being scanned into the grid.
Yeah. Oh yeah, without doubt. And I had a really abusive girlfriend during the last few years of the Brainwash, and she would watch it every day, and she would come, just run up on me, like come to the Brainwash, get in the cab and come to the Brainwash, say, I heard what you said. I said, I didn't say anything about
That's
you.
crazy.
She was, oh my God, she was frightening. Woo! Anyway,
San
the
Francisco.
bottom line is this: is that it went out and it made a big difference.
Well, I mean, if Tony Hinchcliffe, who's hosting the Kill Tony show, is doing a VR thing with your Brainwash in the background, I mean, that's like what 14 million or something. What does he get? Like between him and Joe Rogan and all. I mean, it's
Wow.
like you've gone past iconic into iconoclastic.
Oh wow!
That's kind of a. I mean, like I said, also all those comedians that you influence now are just, they're like hitting their 40s and they become national
Right.
headliners.
Yes.
And, some have gone on to do AGT and have done really well.
Yeah.
I see. Is it DJ for the Funk or Funk? DJ Funk.
Yeah.
I think he's on AGT. Well, he's a Sacramento comic.
Yeah.
Defunct
Defunct
the legend.
Defunct the legend. Yes.
Yeah, he's on AGT now. He
I
shouted
saw-
you out too.
Oh really?
Top 10 grinders in the Bay Area. I think I saw your name on there.
Oh wow.
Number 10.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, that's his thing now. I think. I guess you should. It just came up on my Instagram.
But yeah, I mean, I got to host something next month, and just the idea is like, yeah, I like telling them that you got to laugh, you got to.
Oh, you gotta.
You-
You gotta.
yeah.
I just tell them you get that. I say if you didn't have a good time, it's your own fault. You know.
What are you here for?
Exactly.
Yeah.
One of the things I don't like about the current audiences. Okay, one of the things a lot of current comics I don't like is that they don't study the craft, as in learn how to write a joke and tell a joke. They think it's just getting up talking, and it's not. It's about more than that. Audiences I don't like is that if you're not famous, they talk, or they completely ignore you. Like, well, why are you here? If they don't know anything about going to a show and respect. Like this ain't television.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to shut up and listen.
Yeah.
I have a show coming up Saturday. It's a weed show
Where at?
at Il Parada.
Okay.
And I'm really worried about because the crowd, based on the guy who's producing it, the crowd is usually very noisy,
Oh yeah.
very like.
Do you have to out loud them?
No, I don't do that.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that. If they insist on talking, usually when I say something to them and I talk to them, they usually they shut up. Usually, but not always. But I think I think we'll probably get it straightened out before
Hopefully
the show
we-
even
we-
starts.
How many drawing in that room?
Well, because of the guy who's doing the show, it's going to be packed. It's going to be like 70 or more.
I love that.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
love
be-
under 100 rooms. 100 is like
Yeah.
I just once it gets to like 100, 120, just remember where I'm at. But I
Yeah.
just like 70, I mean 40 to 70 is just
Oh my
fantastic.
God,
That's a great show.
I
I
love.
prefer. I like 25 to 30 is great for me.
Really, I like 300, 500. The Great Star Theater, Stroy Moore used to book the shows there at the Great Star, and it was a 500 seat capacity, and so he would book 2 shows a night, and there was 1,000 people over the course of the night.
That's
Used to
amazing. When was
love
that?
those shows.
When was that?
Had to be around 15 or 17, 2015, 17.
Yeah.
Maybe
you-
that was it. Yeah.
What happened to the show? Is it still going?
New owners,
Oh.
complete new owners, and I think it's changed hands like maybe twice since then. But it's a great theater. It's a beautiful, wonderful theater. But luckily, we found a restaurant and theater in Chinatown that he's doing like a Saturday show. He's doing his Crazy Funny Asians.
Oh, I
show.
saw a couple of my friends were on that bill.
Yeah, you should be on that bill, bro.
I scare the hell out of the Indians.
Really?
Oh my God, I scare the hell out of them. Yeah, because they don't they haven't met anybody like me. You know, I'm just.
I keep hearing that. I really want to see you get down.
You really? You know my stuff's
I
on
wanna see-
TikTok. You
Do
just
have
type
any,
it in.
Do you have any?
Let me tell you this little secret. But I got my
You got stuff
videos.
from the slinging door. You
I
just did.
got my video up on I got my video up on my YouTube channel for my Skankfest submission,
okay.
and I don't know. The rumor is I might be on hold on that. I might be the first open mic comic to make that
Oh, wow.
Skankfest, and that would be just amazing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm wild, dude. I was like, when I get up there, I just let it all hang out.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what you're supposed to do.
I mean, because I was like, I have nothing to lose. I'm 53, and this is something like it was like this is something I should have. I'm telling you, my life would have been so much more and less painful
If you
if
had-
I'd sat
you
down
started
that
sooner.
day 25 years ago.
And then stand up.
I didn't even have to do it. It was already done.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
that's known me,
And especially if you went, because the brainwash. Okay, here's the cool thing about the brainwash. You would work if you came and did a set. No matter how you did, somebody would probably pick you up. That was why people always came, because you got picked up to do a show if you thought you really wanted to do it
okay,
immediately.
yeah.
So that would have been.
I mean, it's like I never really worried about doing a 300 room because I don't think I could ever sell that much right now, especially like right now. But the thing is I just love it. I
Yeah.
just love it. I love it. And I have things that I do that people just have never even seen before. And they're like, where did you come up with that? And I don't know because I surrender to the mic now. I just
Oh,
surrender.
okay.
I practice. I got everything written down. But when it comes there, I just feel the energy of the room, and everything just has to be right. But that's the problem because it takes so much energy to do what I need to do. I need to slow down.
Well, I would love to see you do something.
It's a matter of time. I'm telling you, we're two old souls.
Okay.
We diverge,
I
but
really,
they always
I
come
really
back.
want to see you get down
Okay.
because I've heard so many things about you, bro, before this.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I could just imagine.
But it only happened after you guys contacted.
And this isn't from the cops.
Really?
yeah, no,
Not
it
from the
isn't.
cops.
No, not from the cops, bro.
Maybe.
If I'd
Not
heard,
from the FBI.
if I'd heard things from the cops, I'd really want to see you.
Did you know
right
that I
now.
closed down the federal building once by accident in
Get
Oakland?
outta here.
Yeah, I left my backpack there. That's all it took. They called me 6 weeks later and they said they had gone down to Denver and they had done full like powder tests and all that stuff in the backpack.
Oh wow.
And I was just like, I was there for court, but then I look at my face and I go, okay, I can see why.
That's
You know,
funny.
I walked in at the when we flew one time since 2002. I've flown one time since there,
Oh,
and I
wow.
got the full bomb testing thing. I was like, I wore boxers commando, and I still got tested.
Oh,
When
wow.
we went flying, right?
Yeah, when we
we
were-
almost got kicked off because of that. We
Oh,
kicked
wow.
off the flight.
Well, that was because of my mouth.
Yeah,
I didn't
that.
get off. I just,
Wow.
sometimes I just don't know when to get off the bike. You know, it's like
Wow.
right now. You know, I was like, this show is really about you and all the generations of comics that have been spawned by you and the choices that we make to become comics
Yeah.
along the
You know,
road.
we talked about earlier about like women comics and also learning from the top experienced people and one of my favorites is Sarah Silverman.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, she's
and I won't even get into the joke, but she told this joke, and we've talked about it before. She just it sounded so dark and like a horrible situation, but she took her time and just like for a minute or two, it
I know
was
what joke that
sad.
is.
It was really sad, and then but just the patience that she had to just stick with it, and then finally when she turned it into what it was, it's like, oh my God, and it was so funny. And,
Yes.
But just the patience to watch. I mean, I learned a lot just by watching.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, like yeah, but she's I mean,
fantastic.
all the big girls are down in LA right now, but there's some good ones that are up here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know who she kills me every time I see her is Drea Myers.
Oh, okay.
She's hilarious to me.
Okay.
I haven't seen a lot. I mean, I haven't seen like tons and tons more. That are
I think that
name some of the girls that are coming out. Shout them out. I love Jade.
Oh, Jade, yeah.
Jade is hilarious. Chris Crazy. Everybody knows Carla Clay. Stephanie Block is super new, but she's so
Yeah,
And we
I
know
just,
Steph, yeah.
sweet.
Yeah,
She watches the show.
was.
She'll
is
love it.
so
She watches the
sweet.
show,
I
yeah.
love
She's-
Stephanie.
I just
Shout
met
out
her
Steph.
last Saturday, and not the first time, but
I was
she
with
was
her
really
last night at Pride of the Meridian, or Mediterranean. Sorry, Pride of the Mediterranean. Let me see.
I think Nina G opened for Eddie Pipitone recently.
She is great. She was there too. Wow, you guys know I see so many different people. The one comic who doesn't get out a lot, but she's good. We do a show together. We film every Wednesday, and it airs Mondays on public access. Is Glamis Rory? I'm trying to think of who else. Oh, Marvellous's daughter, Janae Ramini, is great.
another one I see her name around a lot, and she wrote us that review of the show. Just a glowing review. He sent it to me. I thought he might have written it. Was so sweet. Was Amy of Sac?
Amy Osak.
Yeah,
she's
listens to every.
Really?
Yeah,
I
she's
haven't met her
appearing
yet.
all over the place.
She's been
Yeah.
playing a lot. So is Candy Shaw.
Yeah,
So
Kenny
Candy
Shaw,
Candy Shaw.
Morgan
she's a-
Anderson.
Yeah, I saw her when she first started. She's so good now. You know, from when she was
Yeah.
first starting.
Who, Candy or
Yeah,
Morgan?
Candy. Yeah.
Candy, yeah,
Yeah.
when she was Candy somebody else.
No, I mean that they're all getting
Was she
good.
always Candy Shaw? I thought
I don't know
she
her-
had another name last.
I don't know her name. I remember just seeing her when she was starting, and
Yeah.
Then recently, and she was playing
just
like
hit me
Sac.
up this afternoon.
Did she really?
Yeah, on Instagram. She was asking about another comic. Candy Shaw, yeah.
He I mean, like I said, we got fair enough representation. Let's talk about these mics. Do you think there's less spots to play now? I mean, a lot of comics that have been on the show have said that there's like a lot of spots are closing down. I don't necessarily. I was like, well,
See-
why don't you just open one yourself? And Go
Exactly.
find a location?
Exactly. But a lot of people don't want the responsibility of handling that, and it's a lot easier to do an open mic than a showcase.
Yeah.
Okay, it's so much easier. The only thing I don't like about open mics is that people have you need to practice like you play. Okay.
I believe that.
Yes, and a lot of people think, oh, it's an open mic. I'm not going to give my all, which is stupid. And then you get people who come in and they see somebody not getting laughs, they go, let me go up next. You know, like, oh, get out of here. And then you get drunk people who kind of, I want to do it now. You know, like, oh, stop.
You're not Allen Iverson, okay? You gotta
I'm
practice.
gonna tell you, at the Brainwash, every time there was a full moon, there was always a trans person that would go like, "I'm going up next." You know, like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You didn't say that last night. You know, like, so sad.
You know, that's the thing. It's like, how many nights are you hosting?
Every night.
Every night. You're still working every night.
I'm hosting something. Every
grind
night.
don't stop.
Every night except for usually Sunday, but I think that's going to change. I think I'm going to be getting a Sunday afternoon show.
Where at?
I gotta solidify it, but it's going to be at Hotel Utah on 4th Street.
I know. I haven't been there in years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that place. That was a nice. They had a nice bar there a long time ago.
Yeah, that was one of the when I early on, it was one of the places I would go, and they would get what I was doing, but I was just a comic then. You know, I wasn't hosting stuff. That was when I first got to San Francisco.
That's crazy to me that, like, you know, literally you could. It seemed like you should be able to hold. I mean, you're a legend, and you're hosting the mic. There's a spot for people to go just about any night where every single night.
Every single night. I'm doing something somewhere. But
are they open mics as well, or are they just?
I only do one open mic.
Okay.
The open mic I do is on Wednesdays usually. Sometimes I get hired, so I'm not there. But it's on Wednesdays. It's called the Ave Bar. It's at 1607 Ocean Avenue in San Francisco, and it's at 8:30. And I got to tell you, it's really beautiful because it's a neighborhood bar, and so the neighborhood comes in.
Oh, that's sick.
Okay, and so like the Brainwash, you don't always get people on your side in that they don't just laugh at anything. You know what I mean? Like I remember the Brainwash. This dude was doing magic. He was chewing glass. And the dude in the back go, my grandmother do that. You know, like, oh, okay, all right. But they would like, so this bar itself is kind of, you got to bring your A game when you go. And it's at 8:30. And I got to tell you, we always have audience people in there.
I bet you the lineup's pretty killer, too.
No.
Nobody's taking advantage of this resource.
I'm
on
taking note of
Wednesday.
it. I'm going to try. And make it.
Like I've had like Donald Lacey come. Donald Lacey is pretty good.
Okay.
And I've had him come. And then I have a lot of East Bay comics like Antoine Johnson,
Antoine?
Whiteout, Jerry Law, K Kid. So I've had them come through.
They come through You got regs?
Not regularly. Regularly, we would just have open micers. But some people show a lot of promise, like right away. Like Art G, Louis Leong. Have you ever seen him before?
I think I have, actually, yeah.
Louis has a great voice. Yeah. If you close your eyes and listen to Louis, you say, who is this brother? But then you open up and he's this Chinese guy. So
I love that.
Yeah, I love
that. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like one of the episodes I was telling somebody was like, yeah, you should talk about your family, and I said I don't do Indian jokes, even though I'm heavily Indian. It's like, you know how hard that is for me to not do, because it's so tempting just being like, you know, just growing up watching Russell.
Right.
You know, he's Bengali just like me too.
Right.
We almost got him on the show too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and he was nice enough to text back. It's like, who are we? But anyway, it's like, but it's not because of that. It's because I love this mixed crowds in the Bay Area. I just love it. I love gay, straight, black, Chinese, everything. I just love it. And then it's like, this is fantastic opportunity to mix it up. And we all think we're all hilarious. Like, I think Filipinos are hilarious. I mean, honestly, the thing that I'm most intimidated by is like the black comics. And I'll tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because it's like, to me, I know this is an art form. It's like going into a jazz club And even no matter how good you play a trumpet, imagine walking into a black jazz club with Miles Davis and being like, let me just blow some trumpet. He's like, you invented it. You invented black. I mean, comedy is a black art form. I mean, there's, of course, Jewish people are good at it.
Yes.
Irish people are good at it. Italians are good at it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, a lot of people that have been oppressed.
Yeah.
You know, that's the common denominator.
Yeah,
Women.
yeah.
Some are good at it.
Well, you know, they say comedy is pain plus time. So I think that if adversity creates that, like hip hop, you know, can't afford instrument. Let's with these turntables, you know. Let's
Two turntables and a microphone.
Yeah, let's just make up some stuff. So I mean, that's kind of cool. But you know what? I think okay. How can I say?
Well, I've heard. I mean, I'm sorry to interject, but I've heard a lot of black comics talk about and on different interviews talk just about the thing what you're saying, and I don't know if it's as much about the comic as the audience. Like black audiences are
audiences are really tough.
They're
really
tough.
demanding. Yes,
they're tough.
But they'll
And
ride.
A lot of times people think, oh, all you have to do is do sex jokes. No. If they don't like you, they don't like you. And what makes a joke work, though, and I got to be honest, I mean, if an audience does not like you, it doesn't matter what your ethnic background is. If they don't like you, they don't like you.
Yeah.
Like when I first started doing, I used to hit like with an act 70% of the time, maybe more, but and I would really hit, and then otherwise it'd be like just crickets. But when I let go and stopped planning and just said words, it really started to go well for me.
Stop giving a fuck.
Yes. And but I would run into at least one audience a year that would we don't want you to talk to us. We want you to talk at us. We want you to throw jokes at us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you give an example of the difference? Like a joke?
Like telling a joke and then...
Like one just throwing something at him and then something like, talk to them and then talk.
Well, talk to them is trying to connect to them. A joke can be just they want to hear bits.
I just trying to get him to tell a joke.
Trying to get me to tell a joke, huh? I told some jokes last night by accident. I was saying that I'm dating a white woman and now my son thinks I'm gay.
I like that.
I was gonna say something right now, and I would have gotten in so much trouble. I was like, I guess he's just tired of the drama. Because let me tell you something.
Yeah.
As you named each of the psycho women that you've dated, I've put a race to them in my head, so that's how I know that where my mind is. So it's like, I might not say a racist word, but how can you change someone's mind from doing that in their head? Because I'm a comic.
Well, I'm
thinking that.
I used to have this joke because my son is mixed, and I used to have this joke that it's a standardized joke. My son is mixed. He's part African American, part lion bitch, and and so
I didn't know you went out with my ex-wife.
Yeah, see. So a lot of times people would think that immediately she must be white. No, she wasn't white, but she was a piece of shit.
You know why divorces are so expensive, right?
Why are they?
Because they're worth it. There you go.
Exactly.
Simple enough.
And it takes a long time in San Francisco to get divorced. It took me 4 years to get divorced. It took longer than the marriage was.
It takes 30 years to get away from San Francisco. Once you're trapped by the rent. You move away, you're never getting back.
Exactly.
I've tried that. I've moved away and come back 3 times.
You can't move away and come back. The Bay Area in general now.
Yeah.
I've got friends that moved out to the Valley. Shout out to all the Sacramento and Valley comics that drive out to the Bay Area for 5 minutes. I got so much respect for all you guys.
Yeah. But the Sacramento comics are really, a lot of those guys are really great.
They're really good comics out there.
Oh, my God.
Everybody loves the Sac punchline.
You know what? I want to go to Sacramento. I want to go to Sacramento. I want to go to San Jose and do some sets?
Sammy's I think Sammy, I was trying to talk to him to actually come over here, but he's practicing for his co-comedy set because he's doing a set up in Sacramento later on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was gonna be
Sacramento.
like a little surprise thing, but whatever. You know, it
The last
doesn't.
time he told us he had to wash his hair.
Dog's anal glands.
exactly.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of excuses to not come on. No, he's gonna come on. It
No,
was
I think
Sammy's
you're right.
great.
well,
I remember when Sammy first started.
when was that?
Uh,
That was a while ago.
That was a long time ago.
It was like 15 years ago now.
Yeah.
right?
But I remember him being a younger kid, long hair.
Berkeley kid. He's a Berkeley kid about
Yeah,
that
I
point.
think he was still in high school, wasn't he?
Was he in high school when he started?
I thought so, because he reminded me so much of my son at the time.
Him and Kabir ran together when they were younger, right? Was it him and Kabir? Because I know, I mean, I was hanging out with him at in Fremont after one of
I
Shami's
seen him
shows in San
years
Jose.
ago hanging out a lot together, but I don't remember.
There's that other Indian kid you've seen him. I think he's like 15. Comes there
Oh,
with his
Luke.
mother.
Luke Abrams.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff.
Luca Branches. I think that's it. I don't know, but he's good. And then there's his brother Fregredo.
He's got a brother named Fregredo.
Yeah,
I wonder what part of India they're from.
I don't know.
Sounds like characters from the
No, it's
Godfather.
like no, because like every time I hear an Indian name, I know where you're from. I know what you got.
Yes.
And it's very culturally separate.
Oh, okay.
You know, there's a certain you know how India works, right? It's like they've got the north.
Caste system.
Yeah,
or-
well, not the caste system.
Or
Everybody
okay.
knows how that works. But I think you're screwed if you're poor. It's the same system. It's the
Well,
caste
we got
system
that here,
everywhere. No, I mean the east is Bengalis, and then you
Oh,
see
yeah, I
like
see what
that's-
you're saying.
Yeah, we're like a little bit on the chubbier side.
Okay.
And then the west as you know the Bombay. There's a Gujaratis. The north's like kind of Punjabis and
Okay.
you know, and then the south is the South Indians, and they're actually like you know there's some of them are coming up that are killers because they talk a million miles an hour down there because they're speaking original Sanskrit. And if you know your languages, everything comes from Sanskrit because Latin comes from Sanskrit, and it's a dead language, but it's a mother tongue for all these other languages. And so you know they speak, and because their brains to speak the language, it's almost mathematic. So that's the reason why Indians are so good in math, other than the fact that we invented the 1 through 10 system. Is the fact that the language is based on the Sanskrit, which is like tones. So a lot of the poetry and the way that they write, they do it on rhythm. So everything's on rhythm. It's delivered on rhythm. So it depends on where you're from and how you deliver. Even here in the United States, nobody really thinks about it.
So
So I'm ready now to see a big South Asian rapper. You know, huh?
They have them. I actually think I put somebody on a competition recently.
Oh, I'd love.
But
to
I
see
wouldn't
that.
know what they said because I don't speak the
Ah.
you know,
Okay.
but I just actually nowadays I listen to the rappers. I'm still not sure what they say because they're
Well,
mumbling
now,
anyway.
yeah, now I gotta tell you,
They're mumbling.
Yeah, yeah. I set up my TV just recently. I gotta set it up again because I got a new system. But I set it up on and I hit YouTube, and then I saw hip hop. I said okay, and I hit first person came up was Ice Spice. Never heard of her before, and I went down this big rabbit hole of all these lady rappers and
Deep dived.
oh my god, and it was like, oh, who is this? You know?
that's without the fun.
There's so much information out there. It's so easy to deep dive when you're doing, even when you research a joke. You ever research a joke and you're like deep dive the other direction and you're like, I didn't even end up, well, how did I end up over here?
Yes.
Oh, and
you
the
know?
stuff that you find when you're researching a joke is just like, oh my god, I can't believe that's real.
Yeah. Or you research anything now because there's so much. And here's another cool thing that I like about this time now is that because there's so many platforms, there's so many channels, like they accept almost anything. There's this, I guess you want to call her a comic. Ugh. Anyway, out of Canada. And she used to come on my Zoom shows, right? Because I didn't stop when the world shut down. I didn't stop. Anyway, she was horrible, and she has a movie that was on Netflix.
Get out.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a horrible movie too, because I don't know what I think she had this thing about her that you know how some people are flat and everything they say and do is just in one monotone. It's some kind of condition. Anyway,
Oh,
I think she had that.
Russian?
Huh?
She was Russian?
No.
Oh no.
No, she was Canadian, but anyway, she had a move, and like the move was horrible. 30 minutes in, she was naked, and you wanted to say, "Put your clothes back on, baby." You know what I mean? It was just terrible. But it was on Netflix, so they are so looking for, you know, just content.
Yeah.
So now is a great time to do anything.
I've heard that those I'm not really sure if it's true or not. Because depending on the comic, obviously, but I heard that a lot of the Netflix specials, maybe the ones that I'll give an example. Maybe I see the ones where they're doing the one 5 dirty comics are coming up now. I heard that they got paid about 10,000 per special, 10,000
Oh, wow.
to 100. It's not really as much money as you would think because there's still
Well,
waiting.
there's not at all the same amount of money in comedy as there used
The
to be.
big guys get all the money.
Yeah. It's feast or famine, just like
Well-
radio. That's like anything.
But what it could do for your career is a whole nother story.
Okay.
I would hope.
Okay. As far as having a career with longevity, the real key to that is a great attorney that's going to get you a good contract. But what you want to do, as opposed to doing a comedy special, you want to be in a show that does a season or two. That has more longevity.
Or even write it. Or get on some a writer.
That's how you come.
you want the
That's
writing
coming
money.
through the back door.
Yeah.
And that's Ali Wong.
Yeah, you have to write it.
Yeah.
I believe you have to write it, especially if I think for Asians, you better be a good writer because it's so competitive as it is, and you're going to get pigeonholed into going wherever you want to do. Is you got to be able to write.
Yeah.
And if you don't, and here's another little tip that I don't care about who doesn't write and who doesn't because they work with their phones, but definitely don't be scared to pick up a book. Don't be scared
Exactly.
to pick up a book.
Thank you.
You're gonna find so many. I mean, I hate to. It's
Or even a
awful.
newspaper.
Yeah, newspaper, book.
something,
There's all the jokes are right there. They're written for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sunday papers, just a joke about a whole bunch. Greg Fitzsimmons and Mike Gibbons. They gave me 20. This is outrageous. They gave me 20 minutes on their show at Sacramento Punchline when I first started
Oh wow.
on the thing. I couldn't be more grateful. It was
Oh, wow.
and there's so. Let me tell you how much power you have over people that are starting. If Mike Gibbons had said on that show, because they talked about me on the next show after because I hung out with them for like 20 minutes and they asked us like, that Indian dude was hilarious. And if he said, do you think he was hilarious, Mike? Greg asked him. And there was a pause. I remember that pause. It was like maybe like a half second. But to me, it was like 10 minutes long. And he goes, yeah, it's okay.
That's always going to get
Yeah, it's like, and so I was like,
That's
right.
beautiful.
If he had said no, we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Ah.
That's how
Yeah.
thin the ice is.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Like when I first the best show I did so far was probably that place in Cloverdale with Hence.
Cloverdale. Yes.
I do know Hence too, obviously.
I've been knowing Hence forever.
That's what I thought.
I knew Hence when my first
Shout out
open
Hence.
mic
Paul for giving
was
us a-
the luggage store.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a luggage store, Hence, and we are I'm probably gonna. April is coming up. By May, I'm probably gonna be and do that Cloverdale thing.
Yeah.
Oh, did he talk to you about it?
Yeah.
I'm talking about doing it in May with him as well, and
Yeah.
It's a fantastic crowd.
it's
That's what I hear.
Yeah, that's what it is.
yeah, it is, and it's you go in if you haven't been up there yet, and it's at first you think you're in just a brewery and there's food and a bar. But then they take you into the back room, and you're like, oh, what's this going to be? And
Ooh,
it's
I
a
like
huge
that.
room with a stage and real seating. It was awesome.
Oh wow!
And
I
so-
cannot wait now.
And
You
so,
dug
and
that
the
out.
audience was fantastic.
Oh wow!
And
I cannot wait.
And
New
but,
ground.
but afterwards, it was so nice to perform in front of that audience. And afterwards, I'm still wondering how well I did. And then Hens said, no, you did a good job. You're funny. I said, that felt so good to hear.
Wow.
And you could have been lying, but
Do you, Tony? Do you see, like, say, the comics in the Bay Area because they've got like certain access to certain clubs and
Okay.
things blocking like the comics that are out in the valley and this? And is it the what? Because we had Nick and Danielle on, and they said that that they get paid a lot more in the valley than they do out here for doing shows.
Oh, everybody gets paid more elsewhere than here.
That's what I'm saying. Let's
Yeah,
just talk
here
about
it's
it.
garbage. The money, there's no, okay. For example, like go to Los Angeles, there's no real money in the city, okay? But you do gigs outside, you get paid. Like here, there's no real, you get paid, yeah, sure. But when you go outside of the city, I have a show Tuesdays. It's Max 19 Broadway in Fairfax. And dude, that I have a budget for the comics that I actually get from the audience. And it's still more than I see people get paid here.
what do you
And I
attribute
just
to
get
that
it from
to?
like donations from the audience that night.
Really?
What do you attribute that to?
Because they don't have a lot going on there.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Whereas here, people are like, people have this mindset, if it doesn't cost me anything, then it must not be good.
Stupid.
I know. That's a very, very
That goes
dumb
for
thing.
all kinds of things. That's
Yeah.
No,
they-
it's
they
true.
try-
I mean, no, he said it in the beginning of the show. Tony said that's like, a lot when you go in and you're doing your they don't know how long you've rehearsed and written. And
They don't know
really the
anything.
blood that you spilled over that joke. Every great joke has blood on it,
Oh, without doubt.
and so you're sitting there and they're just talking over your, they just don't know who you are or who you might be.
They don't know.
That's
They
when I
don't
pull out the machine gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when
I
I pull
gotta
out the
see you get
machine.
down, baby.
It's just a
I
matter
gotta
of
see-
time
when's
now.
the next
I
time
thought
you
you were going to keep
perform
that.
it?
I thought you were going to keep that thing zipped up.
I was unleashed the other day. They were like, they put him back in the cage, but because I hadn't, it's a long story, but I've got a family member that's gotten really sick, and I'm taking care of
Okay.
right now. So that was a bigger priority than the
I understand
stage.
that.
And so, the situation still hasn't been resolved. So, that's one of the reasons why we left Ed Studios. It had nothing to do with this beautiful, by the way, rappers, entertainers, comics. If you want to film a show, do it over here at Skyline Studios. This is the most amazing space that you'll ever have. It's so homey. It's completely as pro as it gets.
And this is just one room. There's several other
We
rooms
are
back
going
there.
to have the finals of a competition that me and Josh are going to run for a lot of the open mic comics here, and we could always use an extra judge.
Okay, I'll host it for you if you want. I'll do
That's
that.
an
You're
interesting
bumping,
idea.
you're bumping on my turf, buddy.
I was trying to be
Let's
nice
do it
and say
together.
that.
You're like,
You want to get down? You want to get down?
Brother,
Go to-
you would
You got
so
morphine?
down.
no, this brother you would so outdo me, man.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! I'd be
buddy.
shining your
maybe,
shoes.
maybe you guys can roast
I'm
each other.
shining your shoes. I love when I get roasted. I absolutely
you
love
do
it.
great. You do better.
You have to understand. No, there's what? Come on.
Oh,
You
yeah.
are the Godfather
Yeah.
of comedy.
But
My people
means-
that
that
mentor
means
me,
nothing, brother.
the
I'm
people that
old, I'm
mentor
finished.
me have been mentored by you. I just want to have fun. It's like
me too.
when the pressures of life get on me so much because people have this thing where they say that I'm insane. No, it's not insane. It's a controlled insane. I make you think a certain thing on purpose. A lot of the stuff I do is actually subliminal. And so I might be setting you up for something a couple of weeks later.
Yes.
You know, especially if I'm going to go see you in a couple of spots. But the thing, at that moment, and that's what live comedy is, and people they forgot. Everything, we live in a world that's so artificial. We don't know what's real or not.
Right.
And then they're asking us comics to get back on the internet, which is fake, and we all know it's fake. So, I can see why a lot of you younger comics don't want to do it, or older comics don't want to do it, because you feel like we're just wasting our time on that thing.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of goes back to what we were saying before. In anything in the arts, you got to want to do it, even if people tell you.
But
you
this
suck.
is real. This is real. And when you get real with people, that's what they're looking for. So when the people say that the comedy's dying, I feel like a lot of people have tucked in their jokes, because we know what it was in the 80s and 90s.
Yep.
70s especially. You couldn't even Red Fox couldn't even perform in a lot of spaces.
Yes.
In the Bay Area. I know a lot of my friends are East Coast comics. They're not even invited anywhere near San Francisco to perform, and they're straight killers. I mean, we know the New York comics are straight murderers.
Yeah.
And it's like, I wish that we could just mix it all up a lot more than we want than it's even mixed up.
Yeah.
But you got to look at the road in front of you and just keep your eyes on the prize.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that it will be so much fun to do the end of our the competition here.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm not sure exactly when that's going to be, but we could film it, because one of the reasons why I wanted to do it is just because a lot of the comics that I know don't have any good tape.
Yeah.
So you look at them and like,
yeah.
where's your tape?
Yes.
And I see this
Yeah,
horrible.
this is a heck of an opportunity to get.
You
up
could
and
have a
film it.
great joke with bad video and audio, and it sounds awful.
Right. Exactly.
And you're like, you skip out on a great joke, and it would have been a great joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But we got the great video and the great audio over here. We got you, Josh. You got more questions for Tony?
Yeah. Well,
I got
is there anything
tons more.
I guess we're kind of wrapping it up at this point.
How many more minutes we got?
It's 5:15.
We're probably past it.
5:15. We're out. We are wrapping it
So
up.
yeah, anything you want to plug real quick, or
Plug it.
The one thing that I want to plug, and I guess we can just,
aside from your girlfriends, too easy.
Too easy.
There goes our TikTok.
is Max is every Tuesday in Fairfax at 8:00. It's a great show. That's a one show that's just so amazing every week.
What's the name of it?
It's Max 19 Broadway. It's a barrel-proof comedy, and it's just really a wonderful show.
Shout out Fairfax.
Yes, Fairfax.
It's a great little town.
Oh, the tiny town. And
It's actually, there's no such thing as any tiny towns in California.
Oh my God, they're in that area. Oh
It's
my God.
booming up, right?
Oh, it's just, but they have money out there though. It's
Yeah.
tiny, but they have money.
Anything you want to talk about real quick, post or?
Nothing in particular, but we are going to have a competition sometime in the near future. All the future shows of the Hacks podcast are going to be over at my house, because we got all the equipment and everything. There's going to be a lot more intimate. We don't care about the viewers. We care about putting out a quality product.
I care about the viewers.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to sell some advertising, but honestly,
Yeah.
like, some of the things that's going on, they have like 4 million, 5 million viewers. So I'm not holding my breath. I just want to keep the comics in the area going, meet people like Tony Sparks, chop it up, and just
I want
really.
to see you get down, bro. I
it's-
want to
it's
see
coming.
you get down.
I'm coming. I'm ready. I got a couple of nights in last week, and then I got 5 to 10 that I've been practicing on. It's really about AI versus AI. You know what
Okay.
AI versus AI?
No, tell me.
Artificial intelligence versus advanced Indian.
Yeah.
We literally built our own gallows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we built our own gallows with the AI just got released. Google just released Bard. You know what Bard rhymes with?
What?
I'm not gonna even say it because it'll get me canceled.
Oh, okay. Well then.
But it's called Bard for a reason.
Yeah.
You're gonna turn off your brains.
All right.
It's definitely gonna slow. You think it's
Slow
gonna
us
speed you
down.
up, but it's gonna speed you down like drugs.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, so it's a lot to do with like a lot of the technology and how we've just sold out to technology and sold out our souls.
Okay.
And that's really the message.
Okay.
Thank you so much. This was awesome.
Oh, thank
Great
you
to meet
guys.
and
I
chat
really
with you.
appreciate this.
That time went by
welcome.
so fast.
I know. This was great.
A lot of
How'd you
people
like
were
that?
wondering what was going to happen when you and I met.
There you go. I've heard so many great things about you.
Like that's definitely lies.
No, I've heard
The
so
terrible things are the right things.
I've heard so many great things about you, bro. Ever since
I'm
then.
dedicated, man. I'm a lifer that never lifed. So here I
Okay.
am now. Here
There
we
you
are
go.
now. Here
Yeah.
we all are now.
You got out on parole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much, all the hackers out there.
Thank
Going
you,
and
too.
thank you for coming on our show. Monica Lopez here. She's our booker for the show. If she's reaching out to you, don't hit on her.
Ah.
We are getting married. We're getting married.
That's
We're getting
gonna
married.
be
We might-
beautiful.
We've been
You know,
engaged for a very long time.
We've been
so.
engaged for a very long time. She's got 2 rings, and I even
2
built her a
rings
car
and a
so she
car.
wouldn't leave.
You had to think about that.
I had, dude. I went all out and I built her a Carmen Ghia. Like it's so
Oh,
beautiful.
wow.
Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna invite you over to the house to do the show, and we can drive around. I've got a bunch of old classic cars. That's
Oh,
what I do in
wow.
real life. Yeah, and
Oh,
we used to
go
pay the
ahead.
bills. Yeah, so that kind of I've always been in that show world of it was that's why it broke my heart to hear about Jay. But if it makes you feel any better, he lit himself on fire and wrecked his motorcycle in the last 3 weeks, and he's still marching on doing sets. Yeah, he's finally got the pain
There you
that
go.
he was looking for. I heard he's been killing too.
Wow.
No, seriously, I heard he's been like, if he after he burned himself, he got back on stage again, right? And he was doing pretty well, and then he wrecked his motorcycle. And shout out Jay Leno. I hope you feel better.
Yes.
Not that you'll ever listen to this episode. Listen to us. Although
I bet he'll hear about it.
no, dude, I got his other friend. Well, it's the classic car world is a pretty small world too.
Oh, okay.
People that restore cars, But I mean, he was at his element when he did the car show. So anyway, we're done over here at the show. You guys can cut it anytime you want. We're just chalking it up, talking trash about Jay.
Let us know when we can.
Now that we're off the mic. I love this guy. This is the funniest guy I've ever met. He was at his element when he did the car thing.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have done any. They canceled the car show too.
I heard that happened recently.
we're
They
dead?
still
Cutting cameras.
they still show it on Peacock.
He's gonna get
when
enough
you,
residual on that.
when you ride the when you are in a cab.
I think I put somebody on a competition recently.
Oh, I'd love
but
to
I
see
wouldn't
that.
know what they said because I don't speak.
Ah. Okay.
But I just actually nowadays I listen to the rappers. I'm still not sure what they say because they're
Well,
mumbling.
now,
anyway.
yeah, now I gotta tell you,
They're mumbling.
Yeah, yeah. I set up my TV just recently. I gotta set it up again because I got a new system. But I set it up on and I hit YouTube, and then I saw hip hop. I said okay, and I hit first person came up was Ice Spice. Never heard of her before, and I went down this big rabbit hole of all these lady rappers and
Deep dived.
oh my god, and it was like, oh, who is this?
That's without the fun.
There's so much information out there. It's so easy to deep dive when you're doing. Even when you research a joke, you ever research a joke and you're like deep dive the other direction, and you're like, I didn't even end up. Well, how did I end up over here?
Yes.
Oh, and the
know?
stuff that you find when you're researching a joke is just like, oh my god, I can't believe that's real.
Yeah. Or you're researching anything now because there's so much. And here's another cool thing that I